Hi, this is Dizzy, and today I'm going to talk about DNRs. And I didn't think I was going to make a video today, but here we are. In the UK, it was reported that an autistic support group was told it needed DNR orders for autistic people. And essentially this means if an autistic person, and there's also some other groups included such as Down syndrome, people of any intellectual disabilities, etc., to also have DNRs, do not resuscitate. So if you go to the doctor with anything life-threatening, coronavirus or otherwise, this would mean they wouldn't bring you back to life. DNRs are a very tricky thing. I personally, my only experience with it is that my mom told me that she signed a DNR one morning when I was 14 before I went to school. And I was very upset, but I'm not sure if she actually signed it or if they broke the law and didn't follow it, because they did try to resuscitate her, but it didn't work. But that's enough of my mommy issues for this video. Leave it to people to, attack civil rights amidst a pandemic and use the pandemic as an excuse to do so. Voyage Care was sent a letter in Somerset. I believe I'm pronouncing Somerset correctly. The firm's boss, Andrew Cannon, was not pleased with this letter, to say the least. He said there had been no consultation with families, and most of the people involved would be working age adults. So we're not talking about complete invalids. And in regards to invalids, I also don't think anyone should be able to say, yeah, DNR for you, DNR for you, DNR for you. How about we give these people who don't seem to realize we're going to need neurodivergent thinking and neurodiversity to come through on the other side of this pandemic with society actually functioning, because we're going to need people who think divergently. You're going to need autistic people. So far, a lot of the people giving great recommendations to extroverts and otherwise neurotypicals about how to handle being inside with the pandemic, a lot of people giving advice about this are autistic, because a lot of us have dealt with social exclusion. And while this isn't really social exclusion, it's very similar, and it's taxing mentally. And a lot of neurotypicals, or just non-autistics in general, and some autistics due to changes in schedules, etc., and there are extroverted autistics, people are having trouble dealing with this. And autistic people are helping. I've seen lots of advocates putting out letters or pictographs and lists of ways to cope with the pandemic, not just for other autistics, but for everyone. You know who should be forced to sign a DNR? The people who think that, this is okay. The people who think forcing marginalized groups of people to sign DNRs that are okay should be forced to sign DNRs themselves. Or better yet, we could just go with my idea of taking all the federal governments who knew about the severity of COVID-19, hid it from their citizens for quite a while, should be publicly executed in the street, and the CEOs they warned so that they could sell their stock or drop down, can be buried above them like fucking slaves. Maybe it's time we really take all these people who are actually damaging society and do something about them. Nothing wrong with a guillotine every now and then. Hi, how are you? So, with it being Autism Acceptance Month, previously and still sometimes known as Autism Awareness Month, we really are starting off with a bang with this malarkey. This is really just another form of eugenics, and you know why Autism Speaks and other related charities aren't saying, wow, this is wrong. That's because they agree. Autism Speaks and other eugenics-oriented organizations that pretend to be charities, they don't care if they get rid of us through a prenatal test, through parents bleaching their children to death before they can become autistic adults, or DNRs. They're not going to care. I'm going to keep looking into this situation. I'm in America, so sometimes reading British news is a little confusing for me because y'all's healthcare system is very different and the words y'all use are different. So sometimes when I'm reading y'all's news, I'm like, I have to reread this and look at another news article and be sure. Because at first I thought, when I first glanced over the news article this morning, I was like, grr, Voyage Care sucks. And then I was like, wait. No, that's not what's happening. I'm hoping this doesn't get passed and that this is squashed pretty quick, and I think it probably will be. I don't think that mass amounts of autistics and other people who have neurodivergent brains are going to be forced to sign DNRs, but I could be wrong. I mean, we've had mass amounts of disabled people killed in the past. We've had, you know, the concentration camps. You know, as a Jewish autistic person, I'm sitting over here like, are you serious? So, Andrew Cannon, please get this seen to. This is horrific. And the people who sent the letter to begin with, there should be repercussions. Hopefully I don't have to make a lot of videos about this, but I'll try to stay updated on it and try to decipher British news the best I can. And I hope everyone's doing okay. Sorry for the not so happy video today, but I hope everyone's doing okay in quarantine, and feel free to leave your thoughts below. Oh, and also, if you agree with the DNR thing, feel free to just fuck off. So